Hello everyone. In this video lecture we are going to study about the blood groups. There was a German biochemist, his name was Karl Landsteiner, who discovered and studied the ABO blood grouping system. According to this, all the human beings, that means the human population, have 4 different types of blood groups. It is based on the type of antigen that is present on the RBCs. So RBCs we know are the blood corpuscles that are present in the blood. So if this is the RBC, it has particular antigens present on the surface. These are, if suppose antigen A, the blood group will be called as A. So depending upon the type of antigen that is present on the surface of the RBC, the blood group will be called as A. Similarly, if the antigen is B, this is the RBC, and if the antigen is B, then the blood group will be called as B. I have made the antigen A with green color and the antigen B with brown color. And if there are equal amount of both the antigens, then we call the blood group as AB. This is A type of antigen and this is B type of antigen. So this is what is blood group A. This is blood group B and this is blood group AB. Inside this is the RBC. So it is only on the basis of the antigens that we render the human blood as the type A, B or AB. But if there is no antigen present on the surface of the RBC, it is called as the blood group O. The blood group O does not have any antigen. That means there is no antigen present on the surface of RBC. We call this type of blood group as blood group O. Not only the antigens are present, but there are respective antibodies that are also found. In blood group A, the antibody that is found is B. So in blood group A, the antibody found will be B. While in blood group B, the antibody which will be found will be A. It's just the reverse. In blood group A, the antibody will be B, and in blood group B, the antibody will be A. While there will be no antibodies present in the blood group AB. AB has both the antigens, but there is no antibody present in this blood group. So this is also known as, this blood group is also known as universal recipient. This blood group is so called as universal recipient because any blood which will be given to this particular blood group, there will be no antibody in response to any of the antigen. Suppose blood group B is given to the blood group AB, so the antigen B will be there, already antigen B is there, but in response to it there is no antibody which will be produced, and therefore there will be no antigen antibody reaction. So therefore it can receive all the types of blood groups, and so it is known as universal recipient. However, this blood group is rare. This is not very common, but this is universal recipient. And the fourth type, that is the blood group O, has both the types of antibodies. So this does not have any antigen, but the antibodies will be A as well as B. Because there is no antigen present on the RBC, we can call this blood group as universal donor. It is known as universal donor. Because it does not have any antigen, the blood group can be given to any of the respective blood groups A, B, AB because of the absence of antigens. So this is called as universal donor. Now these are the most common types of blood groups. Apart from them, a very rare type of blood group which we call as Bombay blood group is also present. This is very rare, and this is not very much included in the textbooks, but there is a certain type of blood group which we call as Bombay blood group. The Bombay blood group is so called because it was identified in Bombay, which is now called as Mumbai. It was in King Edward Memorial Hospital in Mumbai. King Edward Memorial Hospital, in which a patient was brought and he was he required the blood, but his blood matched with none of the present blood groups. That means blood group A, blood group B, blood group AB, blood group O was not matching with this type of blood group of the patient, and then it was seen that this is a new type of blood group which is called as Bombay blood group, in which all these antigens were not present. There was an ancestral form of antigen which we call, if A and B are the antigens, then there was an ancestral form which we call as H, the H type of antigen which was present, but this could not be actually isolated because it could not show itself phenotypically, and therefore this particular type could not show itself phenotypically. It could not be isolated well. It is very rare, and registered people who are having this type of blood group out of so many people, billions of people in India, there are just 400 people who have this type of blood group. The most remarkable thing in this blood group is that they can provide blood to any type of the other blood groups. So blood group A, B, AB and O can take the Bombay blood group, but the Bombay blood group cannot receive any blood from the other type of blood groups, and therefore they can only take it from these 400 people who have registered themselves. There might be other people who have not got themselves registered, but see the ratio, this is very rare, and therefore it has not been even included in several of the books. But there is a typical type of blood group which we call as Bombay blood group. The blood groups basically is an example of multiple allelism. According to genetics that we have studied, according to Mendel, each gene has two types of alleles. That means it can be either dominant or recessive. But the factor which actually rules the blood group is more than two types. So we call it as multiple allelism. One of the alleles is dominant, the other allele is recessive. But here there are more than two types. If the blood group is A, we represent it as either homozygous A or it can be heterozygous A. That means this is the recessive form which is O type. So both of them will be called as blood group A, but both the alleles can be dominant A or it can be with one dominant A or recessive O. Then it is actually 0. Then if it is blood group B, then homozygous B and heterozygous B. So it will be this type of allelic condition. So both of them will be called as blood group B. And if the blood group is AB, then it has the codominance of both the alleles. We cannot say that any of the allele is dominant. Both of them are dominating equally. So the blood group AB shows codominance. each allele is equally expressing itself. And the fourth one, that is blood group O, it does not have any, that means it will be having this type of zero antigen, we refer to as O, blood group O. So this is how the alleles are present. So if the parent, one of the parent is having blood groups, I'll give you an example here. If one of the parent is having blood group A and another parent is having blood group B, then it can be that the child may have the blood group O. It is sometimes thought that how can the child have the blood group O? So there are 4 cases in which the blood group can be. The offspring may have either blood group AB, which can be because one of the parent had the blood group A, the other parent had blood group B, and therefore the child may have blood group AB. Then there is another kind in which the child can be heterozygous B. Then this can be because one of the parents was having the blood group B. Then it can be blood group A because one of the parents was having blood group A, the child can inherit. But the fourth case is that the child has blood group O. And how can it be if one of the parent is A and the other parent is B? Because it has inherited the recessive alleles of both the parents. So in this way, a child may have blood group O from the parent having blood group A and blood group B. We can plot this by making the Punnett square. So this is how the Punnett square tells in obtaining the offspring's blood group from the parents. Let us now see one more factor which is called as Rh factor, which is seen in the blood groups. Now this Rh factor we talk is a protein that is present on the RBC only. We know about the different antigens that are found on the surface of RBC. Now this Rh factor is also a protein which is ruled by a particular gene, and if this Rh factor is present, we say the blood group to be positive. Now this Rh is so named because this was isolated and discovered in rhesus monkey. So rhesus monkey, the first 2 letters of this word Rh we have obtained to name this factor because it was first discovered in the rhesus monkey. Now this factor is present in almost 80 to 85% of world's population. That means maximum of us have this Rh factor. So if the blood group is A and the person also has this Rh factor, the blood group becomes A positive. This is how the blood groups become more. That means if there is no Rh factor, the blood group A even has its negative counterpart. So A positive, blood group A can be A positive, A negative. Similarly, B positive means with the presence of antigen B and also the presence of Rh factor. So we call this blood group as blood group B positive, and if it is not present, we call it as B negative. Similarly, AB positive, AB negative, and O positive and O negative. This is how the blood groups increase on the basis of Rh factor. So Rh factor is also helpful in determining the Rh compatibility because the positive blood group cannot be given to a negative recipient. So if this is the donor, this cannot be the recipient on the basis of the Rh factor. So the Rh factor also shows compatibility in 2 cases, especially blood transfusion that I just talked about, and because there is no antibody, there is no antigen present on this particular O, it is known as universal donor. So there is no antigen, blood group O is known as universal donor. I talked about universal recipient, that is blood group AB, but the blood group O is universal donor because it does not have any antigen at all, and therefore it can give blood to all the blood groups. But even the positive, that means Rh factor, a person having Rh factor cannot give blood group to the negative one, and therefore this restricts the transfusion. So Rh factor is responsible during blood transfusion as well as when it is inherited from the mother's body to the fetus during pregnancy. So it even gets transferred during pregnancy. Let me consider one of the examples from of pregnancy. If suppose the mother is Rh positive, the couple, let us take it from the parental generation, if the couple, one of the parents is Rh positive and the mother is Rh negative. So what happens is the fetus is present inside the mother's body. Now what will happen, there is a difference between both the Rh factors, and if the fetus which is growing inside the mother's body inherits the father's Rh factor, that means the blood group, so what will happen, this will differ, and therefore the mother may start producing antibodies against the fetus during the pregnancy condition, and she may kill the child herself by producing so many antibodies that the fetus may get killed inside the mother's womb. And when the child is born, the child becomes bluish in color, and this is known as erythroblastosis fetalis. Erythroblastosis fetalis. What is this condition? The condition is when the fetus is killed because of the antibodies which is produced by the mother's body itself. So this is what is erythroblastosis fetalis. So this is the condition when the Rh factor differs, especially during the pregnancy. But if there is a difference between the blood groups, that means two different type of blood groups are mixed, then a particular clumping together of the RBCs takes place, a process which is known as agglutination. Agglutination is the clumping of RBCs, clumping together of RBCs or erythrocytes. And when does this take place? The agglutination takes place when we bring two different types of blood groups together. So this is what is agglutination. What we studied right now was erythroblastosis fetalis, which was inside the mother's body itself. This is a common term for this is blue baby. The child so obtained is actually bluish in color because of the antibodies which is produced by the mother, which kills the young one, and the young one which is delivered out of the mother's uterus is actually bluish in color, and therefore we call such a child as blue baby. This is a general term, while the scientific term is erythroblastosis fetalis. And the blood, if a person is having a lot of blood loss and due to trauma or accidents etc., and he is not getting the blood group required, there are blood banks present. The blood banks have the storage of all the different types of blood. So 1 unit of blood usually has 300 ml of blood. So a patient can obtain the blood from the blood banks which usually the hospitals have. So there is always a storage of blood in the hospitals. So this is all about the blood groups. If you have any doubt, you can ask me in the comment section, and you can even refer to the questions that are given in the description box. Thank you.